All right, and of course, we want to say hello and welcome to everyone tuned in. This is a different kind of program. Today, we are speaking with Rep from Westech. You know, Westech Shipping is one of those shipping companies that I think is probably one of the more popular shipping companies for people like you and me, the average citizen, and for businesses as well who needs to order packages from the United States, also coming from China, routing through the United States, getting to Grenada within a time frame that is, that is acceptable. And so we have Don Maturin with us this morning, and we're gonna talk. And we call it the FAQs. Frequently asked questions regarding their products and services. Don, good morning.
Good morning, Mikey. Good morning.
I'm good. How are you doing today?
I am good. I'm good.
Okay, so let's talk about for the people who don't know, let's give them insight on who Westech is and what exactly it is that you do.
Well, Westech Shipping is a freight forwarder. Our warehouse is located in Miami. For anything that you want, anywhere around the world, as long as it's delivered to our warehouse in Florida, we are able to ship it for you to Grenada. So no need to worry about I don't have a US account, so I cannot order online. Even your family can ship things for you using Westex shipping as long as you use the information, which is the shipping address and the account number that is issued to you. So we give people the flexibility of being able to order anything, anywhere from the US, Canada, anywhere as long as it's delivered to our warehouse, it will be delivered to you in Grenada.
Okay, so we're starting from the beginning. How does one sign up for Westech or to become a customer? And do you have any, let's say, subscription fees for being a customer?
Well, opening an account with Westex Shipping is free. The only thing you pay for are your packages. So even though you do not use the service, you still are not charged any subscription fee. It is free to sign up. You only pay for your packages when it has been shipped to Grenada. So you need to visit our website, www.westexshipping.com. Go to sign up. You will have to fill out the information. Of course, you need an active email address because this is what will be used to email you the shipping address along with an account number. Now, for Grenada, the account number starts with GRD. That is very, very, very important because that is what is used to identify your package to our warehouse. We operate in a total of 10 islands, and some islands have several locations. So chances are the system may have a similar name or the same name in the system, probably a 1% chance, but to alleviate your package going to the incorrect name, ensure that the account number that is issued to you is used when you are placing an order. So when you sign up for an account, you will be emailed a link. Once you click on the link to activate the account, you will be emailed the shipping address along with the account number and the format in which you have to use it when you placing an order. So after you have done so, you go ahead and download the app. Yes, we do have an app from the App Store. It's just Westex Shipping. You download the app. You use the email address that you would have used to set up the account, as well as the password that you would have created. And you can go ahead and start tracking your packages once it has gotten to our warehouse. Now, some people ask us for an update on packages that have just been delivered to the warehouse. They want to know if the package has been delivered. Unfortunately, because we are in Grenada, we are unable to confirm delivery of the packages unless it has been updated to your account. So once it has been updated to your account, it will reflect. You can see it on the app, or if you sign into the browser, you can log in there. The vendor tracking number, which is the seller's number that they will issue to you once the package has been shipped, which is a very long number, that is usually on the label, that is updated in the system along with a picture of the vendor's label. So that is usually in the system along with your name, the tracking number, and a Westec tracking number will be issued to the package. For Grenada, you need to upload an invoice once the package has been received in our system, because if you don't upload an invoice, the package will not be shipped, because everything that is imported into Grenada is liable for customs duties. The invoice is required to process customs duties for you. So please upload the invoice as soon as it has been uploaded to the account. Upload the invoice and the package will be shipped on our next shipment.
Okay, and so when you upload your invoice, what's the next step? So I've uploaded my invoice. Do I wait for a call? Do I keep checking the account to see that it is delivered or arrived in Grenada or is ready? What happens then?
So you can use the app or the browser to track the status of the package. So once it has been received at the warehouse, the status will be received. Then it will switch to packed, then shipped. And when it has gotten to Grenada, once we have processed it, we have examined it, we will update the status to pending update. The location will say Grenada Customs Facility. Now, the app is live, so everything that you see in the app is accurate, from the location to the status to the breakdown of the prices, because we have updated the app and our website over the last few months. We've listened and heard people's complaints about they're not able to see the breakdown, they're not seeing the full breakdown, they're not seeing the price and whatnot. So we have made a few upgrades. So now you can see the breakdown of your prices in the app, from the shipping charges to the handling to the customs duties to the brokerage, stamp, insurance, all of the prices there, it's broken down for you. So once the package gets here, we will use that invoice to process your customs duties and to make the package available for you. Then you will see the status will change from pending to available for pickup, and you can go ahead and pay for it online via the app or the website, and you can proceed to collect in the store. Now,
Oh,
we're going to touch base a little bit on the invoice, because a lot of the new customers are having a little bit of a challenge with the invoices. The invoice must have the name of the vendor, as in who you purchased from. Did you purchase from eBay? Did you purchase from Amazon? Did you purchase from Walmart? We need the name of the seller, the vendor. We need the description of the item, not a picture, the description in words, the individual cost of the item, the subtotal, any shipping, taxes, or discounts, and the total for the entire order. Now, if your item is broken down, your item is split where you order 12 items and Amazon sends them in 12 different packages, you must upload the entire invoice for all 12 items, because when the package gets here, we open, we examine, and we tick off what is in the package. So you only pay duties for what's in the package. You don't pay the full duties 12 times. So we need to see the full amount on the invoice for us to be able to process the individual item. If you submit just piece of the invoice, unfortunately, it will not be able to be processed until the full invoice has been submitted.
oh wow. There are some times that there are some uh, merchants that give you varying invoices. Like for example, Amazon, the invoice that you get from Amazon will be different from an invoice that you get from, let's say, a Sheen. Do you find that you have customers who are coming with these variables and it becomes a little difficult for them to identify or to obtain what is required by Westec in terms of a proper invoice? And in situations like that, what do you do? I'm seeing this. I have to go here, I have to go there, but I'm not getting what Westec is asking for. What do you do?
All right. So the invoice is basically for the customs division. So the invoice actually goes to customs. Westec is operating on your behalf to pretty much process the package for you. So you do not have to go to the port, you do not have to go to customs to process it yourself. So we process it on your behalf. So we do all the brokerage, everything for you, and then we submit all the documents to customs. So the invoices, shopping from different sites, it becomes a little bit of a challenge when you're just starting out. However, once you've gotten used to it, you will know what to look for. So as long as the invoice has the seller, so you order from Shein, your invoice have to say Shein. Your invoice has to say Amazon. If you're ordering, there must be an order number or invoice number. It must have the details of the item in words, the cost of the item. The invoices may vary based on the vendor. However, the information must be the same. It must have the details of your order. So if you order a bag, you cannot send a picture of the bag because we need to see the words. What is it? Did you order a bag? Did you order the top in the picture? Did you order a wig that's in the picture? So we need that. We need the cost of the item because the entire invoice amount is what is used to calculate the duty. So even if you paid $12 for the item, however, shipping costs $100, that will be incorporated into your customs duties. It's a lot, but this is the charges that the customs department uses, and it's not just for Grenada. Everybody who charge customs duties throughout the Caribbean, the customs department use the same thing: cost, insurance, and freight, which is the cost of the item, the insurance that you pay, and the freight, which is the shipping charges. So the invoice must have all those factors. All those items are usually incorporated into calculating your duties.
I know that there are instances when you dispute invoices. I've heard that happen before. What sort of circumstances will arise that an invoice can be disputed?
Well, sometimes when people submit invoices, they may not submit the full invoice. They will submit piece of it because they figure only this item came in the package because the package was split. We still need the full invoice. Also, customs duties are calculated on the cost of the item. So if you pay $10 for the item, US, that is calculated by 2.7169. Then we take the shipping charges. So Westech charges are $10 EC per pound, $5 for handling, and the automatic $1 insurance. So we add that up. So if you have a £1 item, we take the $10, which is the £1, the $5 for handling, the $1 for insurance. We add that to the cost of the item, which is the 10 US. So if you multiply by 2.7169, that brings us to $27.16. You add that and then you multiply it by the duty rate. Now we have a duty rate calculator on our website, where you have to include the weight of the item and the cost of the item, and the system will give you an estimate. It is not the actual cost of the item because we need the physical item first to give you an actual cost. It's just an estimate based on the information that you input in there. So this is how the duties are calculated. Sometimes we have some items that are coming in and it may be a £1 item, but it's 200 US. And the duties are going to be high and people dispute those charges. Hey, that is a lot. The item was only a £1 item and whatnot. However, it's the value of your invoice. Your invoice value is 200 US multiplied by 2.7169. You add the shipping charges and then you multiply it by the duty rate. So the duty rate varies from 44.9% to 64.22% to 27.65%. It depends, but you have to incorporate the cost of the item plus the shipping charges. Multiply that by the duty rate to get what the actual duties will be for that individual item.
Yes, sorry about that. Now, the reality is that sometimes people will not be able to collect the items by themselves. For whatever reason, I'm busy, I need the item now, I'm in a different location. It has happened to me. What happens then? Can I ask someone to collect on my behalf, and will you give an item that is belonging to somebody else to another person once that person is authorized to so do?
Okay, so we have different options for you, whichever is suitable for you. we have the option where you can add the person to your account as an authorized person to collect any package on your account. Means this person can come into the store with their ID and collect a package on your account. And, as long as we see that their name is on your account, we can give them any package that's available for pickup for you. We also have the option of you adding an individual to a specific package that you want to collect. So if you have 10 packages on your account and you want to give one of those 10 packages to one specific person, or you want to split it up to the 10 different people collecting one package each, via the app or the browser, you can go into the package itself, and where it says authorized person, you can add that person's name there. When the person comes to our store, they provide an ID stating that they're here to collect a package on your behalf. They can provide the tracking number, or we can just look up the account information and we will get the package that is assigned to them to pick up. Or you can send us a WhatsApp message via our WhatsApp platform, which is 405-9505 for the Gore Street location and 404-9505 for our Lagoon Road location. Send us the name of the person, the tracking number, and you authorizing Westec to give the person the package on your behalf. Under no circumstances will we give anybody a package without authorization. Sometimes people come in and they're like, but it's my package. We understand that. However, we are not authorized to give out the package without the approval of the account owner.
All right. And you just mentioned location, so let's talk about that. I understand that you have a new location?
Yes,
Or
we have a
added
new
location?
location. Yes, we have a new location. We did not move. Some people were under the impression that we moved and we closed the location in Gore Street. We did not close the location. We actually now have two locations for your convenience. We have the location at Gore Street, which is the original first location, which is still there. So if you're walking distance in St. George, you can just walk to the location to pick up your package. We have people that go in during the lunch hour. So you can keep your location as that, because that was the original location, which is automatic in the system. However, we do have the new location at Lagoon Road, or better known to people as Kirani James Boulevard, which is at the roundabout, the old Reno Cinema building, which is very convenient for you if you have a vehicle and you are unable to get parking within St. George. You can come here to collect your package. However, you would need to make the change in the system. If you are an existing customer, your pickup location would remain at Gore Street. So you would need to go into the app, to your profile, and go down to pickup location, and you can see the two locations, either Gore Street or Lagoon Road. This must be done before the package gets to the warehouse. That way the label is going to be printed with your pickup location. So if it says Gore Street, it will be transferred to Gore Street. If it says Lagoon Road, it will remain at Lagoon Road. But bear in mind, this must be done before your package gets to the warehouse for this process to be automatic. So if you have anything that's big and bulky, and we do have a lot of bulky items that come in by our sea freight option. So we have the loading bay, so you can just back up with your vehicle to pick up the item, so you no longer have to do a drive-by within St. George to try to get parking to collect the item, hire a vehicle to come, and that person is only available this day, but you cannot get parking. We have the Lagoon Road location, which is available. We have the sign on the building. We have the sign outside by the road, so it's very, very easy to find. It's not hard to locate.
All right. And as we wrap up things, what about persons who have had an account and let's say they have not ordered something for 3 months? What happens to the account? Does it goes into a dormant state? Do they have to re-sign up? And what happens to a package, for example, too, that stays within your system for, let's say, 3-4 months? What happens there?
Okay. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought. The customers who have accounts, as long as you have never asked to close your account, you can go ahead and place your orders using the account number. Ensure that the account number is used. However, if you have an account like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we had the very old address, which was 1808. It is 1708. However, this information can be found on our website at westtechshipping.com. All the information is there. So you can go ahead and place your orders using the account number that was issued to you when you registered for an account. So the account does not expire. Your Shippy points do expires after 1 year. So you do acquire points when you pay for your packages. The points are usually for your shipping and handling. Unfortunately, we cannot give points for customs duties because these are not our charges, but the points are applied on your shipping charges, shipping and handling. For packages, you have 30 days to collect your package, after which the system will automatically auction it. So whatever shipping and duties that we would have paid for the package, we would now be authorized to sell the package to recoup that money. So we do advise, to collect your package within the 30-day.
Settle down before bringing down back in. Settle down before bringing down back in. But yes, okay, so here we are. So Don, you were explaining what happens when you leave your package within the system for more than 30 days and the automatic auctioning. Before we lost you, so can you just go over that for us, please?
Sure. So once we have updated your package with the customs duties and all the relevant charges, it's made available for pickup for you. If you do not collect that package within 30 days, the system will automatically auction it off, and we now would be able to go ahead and sell that package, or auction it off, I should say, to pretty much regain the shipping charges and the duties that we would have paid to import that package for you. So we do advise, if you're unable to collect it, you can authorize somebody to collect the package on your behalf. Do not let the package go into auction, because then you pretty much will lose your item, and we don't want you to lose your item. So you pretty much have 30 days to go ahead and collect your package before it goes into auction, because it will put a hold on your account.
Okay. All right, hold on account. And I know that there are sometimes some customers would complain, and I just want to go back to one of the main things I think that we did not discuss in terms of what is the expected timeline for collecting your package. So from the time it gets delivered to your warehouse, how much more time does a customer have to wait before getting the item, or what the normal time is, and what can affect the circumstances that can affect that timeline?
Okay, so we usually try to aim to get the packages as quickly as possible, which is why our tagline is "We get it to you." In Grenada, yes, we aim to get your package to you within 1 business day. However, because of the lengthy process in Grenada, where we have to open every single package and examine it to ensure the contents match your invoice, it sometimes take a little bit longer, especially if you have very large packages where you have maybe 100 items in there. And yes, we do have people who bring in these packages with a lot of different items in there. We have the Shein and the Temu packages. Those might take a little bit longer. However, when you have items coming in that have just 1 or 2 items in there, those items are usually available within 1 to 2 days, business days, once it has been processed by customs, because we obviously have to ensure that customs do their end, which is to ensure they are aware of what is being imported into the country is legal and it's not prohibited, it's not restricted. Customs protects the borders, so they have to do their work. So we do have a customs officer stationed here to ensure that this is done. Once that is done, then we go ahead and process the invoices. If your invoice has an issue, that would definitely delay processing your package, because now we have to go back and verify your invoice is correct. Once your invoice is fine from the time it's uploaded in the system, when the package is at the warehouse, once the package gets here, we usually get the package to you within 1 to 2, sometimes 3 business days. Customs only work Monday through Friday. They do not work on the weekends. So if you upload your invoice over the weekend, that invoice will be processed on the Monday, so your package will be available between the Tuesday and the Wednesday. Again, if you do have larger packages, the timeline to get those packages are usually 2 to 3 business days. Then we have the duty processing, where some items are restricted. There are certain restrictions placed on it, items that require permits. A lot of people don't know about those things except people who work in it. So if you bring in wooden furniture, wooden items, you bring in seeds, these items have permits that are required when we process the customs duty. So those may take a little longer because we have to wait for the permit. Now, there's nothing the customer has to do in terms of the permit. This is something that Westech is doing because we process it on your behalf. We do all of the paperwork for you. So if you have those items, just know that they take a little bit longer. Camouflage, these things are restricted as well. If you bring in it for your personal use, these things are not restricted or prohibited. However, if you have the permission to bring it in, the necessary permission, then you would need to liaise with the customs officer. Prohibited items, sex toys. These things are not allowed, not just Grenada, a lot of the Caribbean islands, some of them, the OACS islands, these things are prohibited. So once it comes in, it will be seized if it resembles, the private parts.
I have
Yeah, and
a
then some of
problem
the
with that.
restricted.
You guys need to intervene. I have a problem with that.
Hey, this is not Westech, okay? This is not Westech. You can take that up with the government of Grenada. That's the laws of the country that we have to abide by.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought I have to highlight that a little bit. And that's a whole, thank you for raising that, because that's another discussion that we have to have. Well, probably not with you, but with the relevant authorities on things that can change, because we are like in 2025, I think. So I'm putting one on there for you guys, all the people online. I know that, right? Good. So if somebody is listening to this program, probably they are unclear about something, they want you to elaborate on something, how can they reach your office? Is there like a direct number, or they have to go to the chat?
They can do a few things. You can reach the store directly on our WhatsApp platform. These are messages only. Unfortunately, you are not able to call the WhatsApp number because we have it on our desktops, on our laptops. So you can reach us by messaging us on those platforms. The numbers are 404-9505. That's the Lagoon Road location, and Gorge Street is 405-9505. You can send us a message that's directly to the stores. You can also reach the landlines at 440-9378 or 435-9378 if you want to speak to somebody directly. If you want to speak to somebody on the web chat, you can go through the app or the browser and click on the little chat icon, and it'll take you to the web chat, and you'll be able to speak to one of our representatives from our contact center.
All right. Don, is there anything else that you would like to touch on before we wrap up this morning?
No, these are just the basics that I wanted to cover. We do have a few other things we can always touch base on later on, for instance, I'm just going to touch base on it lightly. Insurance. Our system, Westech, automatically insures your items for up to 100 US. So if you have something that exceeds 100 US, we do advise that you request extra insurance via a pre-alert, which is via our app or the browser. You must select that, fill out the information, and select the option extra insurance needed. We would hate that your item gets lost or damaged in transit, and we are only able to refund you 100 US. So if your item is more, it's only $1 EC for every 100 US. So if it's 500 US, that's $5 EC. So please go ahead and submit a pre-alert for extra insurance if you have items that exceed 100 US. We do offer the sea freight option. So if you have something that's coming in that's heavy, that's bulky, you can also submit a pre-alert and select the option sea freight. put in the relevant information, the vendor tracking number, who the item is from, the cost of the item, upload that. All of these requests must be submitted at least 24 hours before the package gets to the warehouse, because once a package gets into your account, they will not be able to process those requests, because when they pulling up your account, receiving the package, the vendor tracking number will pop up to let them know if there's a pre-alert submitted for this specific package, and they will be able to process it. If there's nothing there, it will be processed as a regular package and it will ship. Our automatic method is air freight, unless you request for the item to be shipped via sea, or there are certain restrictions on items from liquids to contents like batteries and certain liquids, aerosol sprays. All of this information is located on our website, or you can reach out to us if you have any questions pertaining to that. Of course, it's a lot of information, so I'm not able to capture everything today, but you can always reach out to us if you have any questions, any concerns about these options, from the pre-alert to the sea freight. Sea freight it leaves our warehouse once weekly, and it takes roughly about 2 weeks. 1 week of sailing and then another week at the port to pretty much get the package. So unless there are unusual delays, which we will communicate to you. And sea freight is calculated by dimensions, which is length by width by height, unlike air freight, which is calculated by weight, which is $10 a pound. Our sea freight is $20 per cubic foot and $25 for handling, and then the additional charges, which is the brokerage, stamp, insurance, and customs duties.
All right. Well done. Thank you very much for the insight. Thank you for the information. And of course, I hope it serves the customers and potential customers well. Do have yourself a great day, and your other team members as well. Do take care.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mikey. Have a good day. Bye.
All right, good folks. So that's where we're going to pull the curtains down on this program, the FAQs from Westech Shipping. I'm Mikey Hutchinson, and I'm wishing you a good morning. All the best.